go.
Oh, Craig.
Go, Craig. Yeah, we did the downtime process for last weekend, and what you guys did, it was Tuesday, day 5. Most of you worked your day jobs and split up, did your own separate things mostly. Finley and Venessa hung out a bit in the evening at the firing range, and Alice went to work. On the way, spotted an incident at a Omega cafe, an Omega Invasion cafe, and stole somebody's eyesight glasses, and talked to Ji-Young, did some information gathering and shit like that. Jasen did a little bit of your day job and didn't make any progress on that, but did some investigating, went to the Hillsdale Reservoir and blacked out doing that, and discovered a disconnect between when you deep meditation, you can do like a waking lucid dream state, conjure up the location that you're currently blacked out at, but what you visualized yourself doing was different than what you later recalled doing. And Soleil she's quit her job, and she is settling at Helga's apartment, getting medical equipment prepared and stuff or put together and stuff to support potentially long-term unconscious Mariah. And then you guys, in the evening, you guys all gathered back again at Vincent's workshop to share information and that kind of shit. Soleil tells you that she reports that she's trying to distance herself from her life here because she thinks it's nothing but trouble. She's just gotten. She used to be an undergrad. She used to be a pit fighter, and she left that in life. But she says there's some people in that scene that still hold grudges, and when she went back to her house to get stuff, she saw signs that people are trying to find her from her old life. And
she's safe here, and I picked up bedding and stuff.
Yeah, so she'd be reporting that from Helga's place and not joining you at Vincent's workshop because she's just going to be trying to, as best as she can, just stay with Mariah. So she's doing it via contact, talking to you guys via speakerphone.
Yeah, so we can clear this chat by speakerphone or something.
Yeah.
Do they have FaceTime back in 2015? I've never used it, great guy, but I know of it.
That I don't know. Nor do I care to look it up at the moment. We'll just leave it at I don't know. What?
I said that's fair.
Yeah, we can skip to Wednesday, or you guys can carry out a discussion. At this point, we could plan, if you wanted to spend the next day or so essentially doing downtime, we can plan that out. Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
I think I already had my downtime planned for Wednesday.
Yeah, you're investigating. Your father asked you to investigate this startup that your family's company is employing. He basically wants to find out if they're trustworthy or if they are plants. It's a sabotage gig.
Sabotage.
The rest of you, what are your thoughts on how to spend the next couple days? Next day or so?
Let's see. Oh, I had notes. I made notes last time.
Yeah, I encourage you guys to look back at your notes. I don't need to encourage you, but that Miro page thing, you guys had I can see you guys had a lot of good direction going.
I remember that Jasen was going to go and visit Hector for breakfast.
Huh? Yeah.
I didn't write that down, but I think, yeah.
Okay, I got some more information about the Jamaican gang.
Oh yeah, what do you know?
So their territory is Queens East. The leader is Louis Sinclair. They're very aggressive. They deal drugs. They are big on voodoo and very ethnocentric and proud of their heritage. There's someone called Queen D, the prophet. I don't know anything more about that. And then supposedly they had a gunfight with Latin Kings in Hollis.
Right.
And so there might be some kind of revenge brewing. Did Jasen speak to someone from the Latin Kings?
Yeah, I have the exact same info written down. It's interesting that they're into voodoo if they're Jamaican and that in the Rastafari.
I don't know, man.
Who knows? It's an alternate universe.
Good that your info lines up, though. So that means no one was lying to us.
Yeah.
Or it makes it less likely they were. So the fact you both know the same things is a good thing.
Okay. I don't know if we can. Maybe Jasen could try and use the same kind of methods that we used to find Mariah's missing sister to look for clues about Blue's identity. And then Alice also wants to do more research on the Korean mob, specifically to find prominent members that could be nearby. And then Jasen and Venessa set up surveillance on the previous site, right?
Jasen and Finley set up surveillance at the place in Jersey City, and then
Yeah.
Jasen also set up surveillance at the Jerome, one of the Hillsview Reservoir.
Okay.
Also, who did you want me to look?
Blue.
Okay.
Tell us if something suspicious is going on with this augmented reality game.
Try to find my grandpa, the guy with the lie license. That's got to be like registered license.
Yeah. So that guy is actually from the Ravenlands.
Yes.
He's not your like grandpa in this world.
No.
Or I guess he's both. Maybe.
He looks like the grandpa from this world, but that grandpa is dead.
I see.
He's actually my great-great-grandfather in the Ravenlands, but he looks like my grandfather in this world who is dead.
Wow.
I was just saying, if you're looking people up, if you could look that up, research that if you want to.
All right.
Hallie, go ahead.
Jasen will do that after breakfast with Hector.
Hallie, you had more to say?
That I think something suspicious is going on with this augmented reality game. I don't know what, but people were fighting each other in real life. Seemed like maybe they were going crazy.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah, there's definitely something going on with these eyeglasses. And Soma. There might be a connection there, too.
Yeah.
Keep trying to make time to work on it.
I mean, there's obviously some weird reality bending stuff going on between the esoterists, the eyeglasses, the fact that we came from another world, Soma, Blue, Grandpa.
Soma doesn't seem reality bending. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
We know Blue was taking a bunch of Soma. That might be related to why he became an esoterist.
okay, fair enough.
Plus, there's just something, Jasen says, there's just something about it. It's connected with the architects somehow. They're going to put it in the water.
I hesitate to refer to this world as reality, but
Fair.
This realm.
But we're here now.
Yeah.
Even if this isn't reality, at the very least, most of the people here think it's reality, but that's starting to break down. And there's a number of potential reasons why that is. But I think that if they manage to put Soma in the drinking water, then that could really start making things go crazy.
Soma seemed pretty chill to me.
Do you want to be on it all the time? It's like a sometimes thing, right?
Mikasa doesn't want to be on it all the time, but she also understands that people may want to be on it all the time. So one day at a time. Should we do Wednesday?
Yeah, I guess. Or
Unless you're trying to figure out what to do on Wednesday.
the only things like I have to do are to like find more information. But if there's stuff where we feel like we could get enough information to go for a more of an adventure, then I'm down to do that. But I can't really think of anything right now.
We all have day jobs. I was thinking we do like an adventure on the
Weekend adventurers.
Weekend warriors, quite literally.
Weekend warriors.
Yeah. There's some stuff that I wanted to do, projects I wanted to try to take care of in the next couple of days.
Jasen would say,
I have all this demon leather.
maybe one night a week we can all get together for a quarter day and make believe that we're back in the Ravenlands. It'll be like a little game.
Oh, that's fun. And to simulate what it was like, should we all have like little versions of what we used to look like?
Yeah,
And
we can
perhaps
have
some chance cubes.
we can
Absolutely.
have rules and character sheets.
We can play Dungeons and Dragons.
Back to 3.5.
Mikasa raises her eyebrow and says that she's not a nerd.
I think it would be nice for us to help us remember who we really are.
I was the prom queen.
Oh, look at here, prom queen. Ooh,
I don't know if that's true.
can be true if you want it to be.
It's true, but your father had to do some shady things to make it happen.
You were homeschooled.
I doubt it. She probably went to a private school.
Yeah, private school. All right, cool. So let's figure out day on Wednesday. If we want to go ahead and start planning out the next day. You'll have each have 3 points of downtime activities. Sam, Venessa is doing investigating the new startup, and I would
Mikasa, but go ahead.
Okay, you're all right. You're gonna yeah. I've actually intentionally been switching between your guys' the names to see responses. So
You just gave that away.
it's up to you what your characters want to. Some of you have been settling on certain things, so just oh shit, my writing utensil.
I think Mikasa is too type A to have a confused identity.
Okay.
I don't want to speak for anyone else though.
Yeah. So what does she? What she wants to be referred to?
I mean, around outsiders, it's better to use our here names, but I see them as covers, not my actual name. But if we were talking amongst ourselves, then she is Vikessa.
Does Jasen get confused between spelling his name with an O or an E?
Yeah, all of you are a little worried that Jason's slips. He says things, slips into things that make you think that he's like way too invested in this reality.
Mikasa says this is because all you hippies are sitting around meditating all the time.
It's good for you.
It is good for you.
Sometimes Jasen won't respond if you say Jason Lanier, but respond to Jason Vandermeer.
Who says Jason Lanier? Hey, Jason Lanier. Which one of you guys say that?
Only if he's been really bad.
Jason Jacob Lanier.
Whoa,
Um,
JJ.
Oh shit.
Whenever I hear Jason, I just hear of the dad. In my head, the dad from Hard Rain plays, where he's just yelling, "Jason,
oh,
Jason,
Well, I think that
Jason!"
Jason's also confused
Hard-
because his last name actually wasn't Lanier. He made that name up. He's got like all sorts of weird identity stuff going.
Poor Jason.
It's a dude playing a dude playing another dude.
Jason Lanier was a persona.
So who is the real Jason? Are there too many layers of him?
So this world's Jason. You owe $1,500.
Oh, a lot more than that.
How much money do you
Jason's
owe?
in debt like hundreds of thousands.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, downtime points. Vicassa, say investigating the new startup. That sounded like you wanted to go in depth to that. Say 2 points, and then the BNA 1 point for that. And
I'm meeting with the startup to do. I wanted to go there to case the joint for later, and also interview them. But I assumed that it wouldn't take all day, so I was also doing my regular job,
okay, all right, jobby job.
which I
Take
figured
one.
was 2 points. I don't know.
You're not enough points to do a full-time job plus investigating them because you're also diving into information about them and that kind of thing, right?
No,
Okay, just having a meeting.
I'm having a meeting and casing the joint because I got Fenrir to go in at night and break in.
All right, cool.
That's going to be the information gathering,
yeah. All right,
which is why I'm
so-
going in to case the joint first.
All right, what is Solga doing?
Wednesday?
Yeah, you got three activity points. Think of it that way. Full-time job is 2 points.
Gonna-
Almost all the other things.
Gonna go to work, see if I
Okay.
can sneak out early to go work on the Soma symbol at my.
Okay. Yep, we can do that. All right, and Alice.
Oh, the centrifuge is gonna be doing it all night, so I'm gonna head home.
Okay, I'm gonna do. Wait, so the database that Jason used to look up blue, is that like only he can access that? Is that like a PI thing?
Yeah, you looked up. Wait, how did you look that up, Matt? Was it like
It was just like a missing persons database.
okay, missing persons? That stuff is public knowledge. He just knows how to navigate it.
Or actually, wait, did Matt already go on this round table of describing actions?
No.
Because maybe the two of us should work together on research, unless he's got other stuff he wants to do.
Jason was gonna go and see his brother for breakfast.
Okay, but like after.
Oh yeah, he can do that.
Okay, so Alice will work on her job in the morning, and then plan to meet up with Jason to do research after.
Okay, so I'll say research job 1 point, research 1 point. If you're just doing information, just
Yeah.
data research, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and then
So,
I'll do,
okay.
and then I'll do city integration with my last point. Spend the evening
All right, and Jason.
integrating.
Yeah. Okay, so Jason, information gathering with your brother and researching with Alice. I'd say that's 2 points.
So I can't go to work then too.
You could partially work part of it partly. I mean, because you set your own hours, really.
Yeah, Jason would want to do that, and then maybe he'd work on the stalker case some more.
Sounds good. All right, and Finley, Vincent, and Soleil, all NPCs. I'll say Vincent is working and relaxing. Soleil
I've worked some
is-
stuff out with Oliver as far as stuff Fenrir. Some stuff Fenrir, not everything.
Okay. Cool. All right, let's. Is it anything that Fenrir is doing solo?
Yeah, breaking into the.
Okay, yeah, in the evening. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I want Fenrir to take pictures of documents and send them to me. So we'll be like conferring over messages to make sure that I'm getting sent the right stuff or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know how
All
much
right.
Fenrir is trying to work or whatever, but I'm also having Fenrir learn melee combat.
Okay. Fenrir's got to work a little bit, but I'll give her.
I just mean when there's time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what
Yeah.
else Fenrir is doing.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just start with Vicassa, and I think I'm going to treat your investigation and stuff as downtime. So let's basically ask for a single roll. Let's see. You've got your job. You meet with some consulting clients in Manhattan. Oh, actually, so before I do that, I do need to any potential encounter. Oh, right.
I hope I'm encountering whoever I'm meeting.
You encounter nothing at all.
Oh no, there's no one here.
You wandered too far outside of the city.
It's just a
Okay.
bunch of squares that say error on them.
Yeah. All right. So you headed to Manhattan this day, meet with a couple clients, and then see the startup that is an organization. They are an accounting, a small, high-tech accounting firm called like Black Forest Accounting, and they're located in Brooklyn, in downtown Brooklyn, and yeah, you meet with them and give me basically what you're doing is you're casing out the place and also interviewing them. With the interview, what kind of stuff are you looking for with that interview?
I was gonna see if I can try to manipulate them into revealing something. I was gonna try to like stress, like I'm in here on behalf of my family, but then try to slip in the fact that I've had some issues. Not going into detail, but just give them a couple. Try to bait them out a little bit with the things that are true, which is like lost faith in them, but I've decided to come back in and do some help. Like not slander them,
Yeah.
imply that I have my own doubts about being part of the organization, or had some doubts, but
That you're not like a true believer. You've got an independent streak.
yeah, just trying to lay some lines out without being too obvious.
Okay.
You try to tease their seditious nature.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so give me a influence manipulator roll with the following bonuses. Okay, it's a +1 because of your reputation, and another +1 just because I think that downtime rolls they cover more time, so it's not like taking your time. So +2 to your roll.
Or
4 successes.
I can try to break them too. Try to break their empathy, or whatever it is. I have to look at the rule. I'm not gonna do.
2 successes have gone through. Let's see.
Gross.
Yeah. Okay, so I think your manipulation roughly would give you. Okay, yeah. So you seem to have changed their opinion about you, and they believe that they seem to are treating you like you're maybe not. You're representing the family, but yeah, you successfully made them believe that you are like an independent entity and pretty independent. And so why don't you give me an insight roll +4?
Just insight.
So it would be actually if there's a relevant specialty. Yeah, just insight.
Okay.
I actually should make a specialty for that. There's read enemy. But that's a combat action. But then there's this more traditional use of insight where you learn in their core interests and shit like that. I really don't have a specialty for that. Okay, but Jack, go ahead.
Three successes.
All right, 2 successes get through, so you can read 2. Oh, actually, all right. There's something fishy about my insight rules right now, but for now, I'm gonna go ahead and do the easy. That would be nice, and say you pick 4 of those things that I just posted there. Answer 4 of those questions. But yeah.
4 of them.
Yeah.
I guess core interest 1 and core interest 2, and then do they want something from me? And I guess do they want to hurt me? I don't really know.
Okay. Their core interest is
I would say,
essentially.
do they want to hurt my family? Could I do that?
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. You get the sense that you can't prove any of this, but
Not yet.
you get the sense that they're like the amount of information from the family that they're seeking to extract is not consistent with their level of trust and reputation and security, and so it does seem like they are in some way perhaps seeking to manipulate the family, if not like outright theft, but perhaps some sort of fraudulent activity. Yeah, and what they want from you is basically they want to be your friend and find out and get you to get more information and more vulnerability from the family. Potentially, they're not like immediately seeking to recruit you, but they want to be like they want you to be on their side, and they're like very sympathetic to your issues that you might have with the families, but they're not outright saying that kind of stuff. It's under the surface, and their core interests are to serve their backers and their funders, who they didn't reveal who their funders are, but they have funding from other sources, and they're primarily serving those interests, and they are primarily seeking information. They are information gatherers. Their core interests are gathering information and serving their funders.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Okay, and then that evening, Finley is. Oh, so you're also casing the place out physically to potentially to get Finley in there to do a B&E?
Yeah.
All right. I think I will ask for a roll on that. Just let me see how successfully you learn about the physical locations. Why don't you give me an observation roll, and let's say if you have the investigator specialty, that would be good.
Ew. No bonuses.
No. Actually, yeah, +1.
2 successes.
Okay. Cool.
That +1 did some work.
All right. So that evening, so you basically give Finley the information that you learn about like security measures and that kind of thing, and this
And like
place.
where, like the layout, like what room has
Yeah.
would have documents or whatever.
Yeah, and so actually, I'm gonna say that Vincent, he's doesn't have much to do, but today he also specializes in entry, and he helps people in Finley's line of work gain entry into places, so he can help with helping Finley enter place. I think this maybe later. I'll finish everybody else's actions, and then I'll later in the night you can do that. The beginning. Okay, so Helga, I'm gonna move on to Helga now. Yeah, you go to work and you do. It's relatively easy for you to have an excuse to leave early. Your manager there, and you leave early and you head to Mean Fist and start to work on analyzing the soma. And so Eric Bianchi is there, and
Oh shit!
What? Oh, Sam? Yeah.
I forgot that. Oh, I'm not very good at that. I don't know if it's I have a small listening device.
Okay.
How discreetly could I put that somewhere?
A small listening device. Is that in your character sheet or something, or your?
It's in my other carried gear.
Okay. Device. Well.
I don't have a very good sleight of hand. I don't want them to see me do it.
Yeah, I would call for a sleight of hand for that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm good in that. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry. Ignore me.
All right, that's fine.
I will use my voice recording session in my pocket.
Okay.
So I do have a record of our conversation.
Yeah. Okay. So Eric Bianchi, Helga. Eric Bianchi gives you shit about yesterday. He had you working on that the other project. Yeah, the other project, and that he wanted you to work on Night Bloom. And he's you're here early. Cool. Hey, can you get to work on the Night Bloom, please? And so he doesn't supervise you, so you can work on the Soma thing.
Excellent.
All right. 1 second.
I'm on it, boss. Does something completely different.
1 second ago. All right. So you've analyzed it so far for about 1 day of analysis, and you're basically trying to do. Say you're doing like 2 more quarter days of analysis on it. Okay. All right. So you're making a little bit of progress in that, but it's still.
How many more quarter days do I have left?
Yeah. It depends. You might like certain things you could like there's certain things that you could figure you could learn in 1 to 3 days. And then there's other things that you would take like maybe a week, perhaps more information. And then there's other things that you would you would never be able to learn unless that would require like double-blind trials with human subjects and that kind of thing. Like exactly what, because you might be able to learn. You're not a neuroscientist, but you might be able to learn. Oh, this affects this pathway of that. But what does that do behaviorally? Like, how does that impact people? That's unanswerable unless you had months with a bunch of subjects and that kind of thing. So there's only so much you can learn. But pretty much a week of full-time study is probably maxing out on given the equipment that you have and all that stuff.
As I learn stuff, I would share with others. Maybe Alyssum sources. Alice has some NYU further study.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, why don't you give me after today's work, why don't you give me a roll of your would be it'd be chemist. I mean, it's especially difficult for you because you're like a biochemist. You're not a pharmacologist. You're a chemist. But give me a technical chemist roll with a penalty of -6.
Ow. Okay. Wait. You said chemist?
Yes.
Okay.
Technical with the specialty chemist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
-6?
Yeah.
That means I have nothing to roll?
Correct. Well, you would roll your. So you never dip into your base dice.
Okay.
Remember
So I just roll my
when
base
there's
dice?
penalties. You would roll. What happens is you bounce off your base dice and you start using. You've got 3 points in chemist, not technical chemist, and so -1, 2, 3, and now you're going the negative dice 1, 2, 3.
So
You'll roll 3 wits and 3 negative dice.
should I use those as like skill dice or dirty dice or something?
Type in in the
Okay.
dice board.
Cool. I think I got 1 success and then 1 negative.
Okay, so yeah, it's failure. All right, so that was just I'll roll that every 2 quarter days.
I need to get my wits up. Turns out here the full strength thing is not all that good.
Yeah.
I think that's something that Jasen would be curious about too. If Solga's testing the soma, is that he would want to know if it interacts with chlorine, phosphoric acid, or sodium hydroxide, as all those chemicals are added to the water at the Hillview Reservoir. Would that be something she could test?
Fluoride too.
She sure could.
Sorry, what'd you say, Brian? I think I cut out.
I said she certainly could.
Next time I test it, I can.
Matt, what were those chemicals described?
Chlorine, phosphoric acid, and sodium hydroxide.
All right. Yeah, so she can definitely test for those. All right. 1 second. All right. Moving on to that's Solga's day, pretty much, and yeah,
Matching
Helga.
us together.
Actually, why don't I go with Jasen first so that we can get that Hector meeting information. Let's see. All right, this will be a little bit more detailed, this encounter, for various reasons. So you're going to be meeting Hector in Morningside Heights up in uptown Manhattan, essentially, like Inwood. That's generally where the Dominican cartel, it's like their territory up there. And Hector is wanting to meet you at La Cocarina. It's this like shitty Mexican restaurant, and so he's eating some enchiladas. And when you come in, and
Everyone's always eating enchiladas.
they love enchiladas. These last few people that you met were enchilada lovers. So he
Enchiladas are delicious.
it's what?
I get some huevos rancheros.
Okay. Yeah, so Hector, he's a well-built guy, and he's got really short, buzzed hair and a bunch of tattoos, and he's wearing like a wife beater, and you can see he's got a gun on him and stuff like that.
Is there anyone else here who looks like they might be in the Dominican gang? Does it seem like he's alone?
No.
Or?
Seems like he's alone. But you haven't met with him in years, well, maybe not years, but maybe last year you saw him. But he is, mind you, that it's like you partially grew up with him. Yeah, he's like your half brother. Your father was named Henry, and his cousin Gordon fathered Hector. And so Gordon ended up kidnapping Hector, and your mom Dot suffered years of quiet suffering. The Dominican cartel actually started controlling her life. That Henry and Gordon were members of the Dominican cartel back then too, and Dot was eventually you managed to get rich, and your mother had generally a good life until Percival Cortez ruined you financially, and your mother turned to cat burglary and so on, but her efforts were cut short when Hector came back into her life and started taking over, running her life again. So Hector pretty much controls all of your mother's decisions and her life and that kind of stuff, draining her of her spirit and leaving her isolated, trapped under his control, living in quiet regret as a former shadow of herself. And you haven't really had the time or the energy or the mental space to be able to deal with that. So it's been a bit since you haven't confronted him about this stuff. So
right, I was reading this and I was planning to confront him about it.
Okay. Yeah.
And that kind of gives me a sense of what's going on between him and Dot. But I guess that Jasen, the first thing he's going to try to do is he's going to try to figure out and he's going to try to do this subtly, but I guess I'm aware that there might be some sort of politics of the Dominican cartel, because Jasen doesn't remember who actually was the person who assigned him this job, right?
Yeah.
That was something you said that Jasen couldn't remember. That would be like the first thing that Jasen would try to scope out. He would be like, hey, thanks for meeting me here. I hope it's all right with your bosses that it's just you and me.
So yeah, he's like, that's funny, Jasen. That's real funny. Hey, I'm my own boss now, okay? Yeah, I got bosses, but I'm a captain, and this was all my decision. Yeah. So I don't want to hear any of your shit. Why don't you just sit down, okay, and let's talk about this, all right?
I appreciate that you got this job for me, right? Like, I assume that you were the one who told them about me.
Yeah, I set you up with this.
Wait, can I use a flashback? So could Jasen check his phone and see from his record of calls, like, who called him around that time, or try to piece together?
Yeah, so the call that you the person you met, you never got their name, but you do have their number, and you recognize their face. There's this guy with a craggy face and middle-aged, and he was the contact, who got you the job initially, who came to you. And
Jasen would bring this up, and he'd be like, "It's interesting that they sent this guy with the craggy face and this telephone number was the one that got me the job. Why didn't they send you?"
He says, "Because I'm a busy man." He says, "So I hear that you were successful with this job, okay? Tell me about this, okay? You want to tell me the information about the job, how'd it go?"
Yeah, we went in, we managed to make it out, and while we were down there, definitely saw evidence for the manufacture of soma. I think these are your guys. And we also found some evidence of organ trafficking. Like there was a morgue there, full of bodies, people who have been cut up.
Just then, the door of the
Jason puts his hand on his gun.
the door of the, and you turn. Percival Cortez strides in, and as well as 3 other gangsters, and you can see that Hector, he's trying not to look surprised.
Jason takes his hand off his gun, and he's kind of like just looks at Hector, like looking at his face, seeing how he's responding.
Hector's basically like, oh yeah, all right, you're here too. Fuck it. Why don't we have a fucking party? Okay. And Percival comes in, strides in, and Jason, it's good to see you, man. Hey, what did you order? What's the food you order?
Huevos rancheros.
Yeah. How's your eggs? And he takes a little plastic fork and he's like, you mind if I have some?
I guess you always take what you want, don't you?
That I do. And he eats a little bit of your huevos rancheros. And he scoots in next to you. He's like, mind into the booth. Mind if I have a seat?
It's over.
Yeah, he scoots on in, and his 3 other guys are standing blocking the exit from the booth. So you're pretty well crammed in there.
Next to the wall.
Yeah, and so Percival is like looking kind of amused between Hector and Jason, and Hector is looking pissed off. He doesn't look too worried. He's just pissed off, and Percival says, "So, what are we talking about?"
Jason looks at Hector. You gonna answer your boss?
Hector's like, he's not my fucking boss. He's just an advisor.
He's acting like your boss.
Percival's like, no, I don't pay you, but El Viejo pays you, huh? And so he's like, look, okay, let's cut the bullshit. Jason, look, we hired you for a job, and Hector here, he's an ambitious man. He's just checking up on you, seeing how your job is going. But that's why I'm here. I'd like to be in on this conversation, right, Hector? And Hector's like, fucking whatever, man. Yeah, I'm just doing my job, okay? And Percival's, Soma, we hired you to find out where the Soma's coming from. What are its manufacturing details? As much information as you could get. That's fine. We have other ways, but this is valuable information. We paid you good money. What do you got?
Jason would explain that, oh my god, Korean. Jason would say that he went into the Korean Mafia site in Jersey City near Journal Square, and that he believes that indeed this is the source of the Soma. That he was down there, that he found evidence of Soma manufacture, and that there was also evidence of organ harvesting. That he saw a morgue full of bodies that had organs taken out of them.
Okay. All right.
He would say that he thinks that the chemical is incredibly complex, and that the Korean Mafia has some sort of chemical expertise that allows them to make the Soma. Let's see.
So he asked it, did you see any of the chemical of the processing? How they made it? What their sources were?
Jason didn't, right?
No.
Or at least he doesn't remember.
That's right.
He would say no, he didn't see any of that.
Okay. What? Sorry, I tried again.
It's the only thing you're allowed to listen to. I'm gonna be right back, guys. I need to get a snack.
Okay, let's just skip that one. All right. Okay, so he nods and he says, so nothing. Great. He says, Jason, we were disappointed that you couldn't find very much information. We knew that it's the Korean Mafia manufacturing it, but we hired you to learn about how the Soma is being produced. We hired you to find the formula, find suppliers, find information about their distribution network.
Jason would say that he's found evidence that he thinks that the Jehovah's Witnesses might be involved in distribution. Say, I've seen white vans entering and exiting there.
He looks at you like you're mad. He says, "The fuck are you talking about, Jason? Did you have any evidence of this? Any proof of this? What the fuck are you talking?"
Does Jason have proof of that video evidence of the white minibuses near the Mafia's headquarters?
This
is just stuff that's in my Master Conspiracy Theory doc.
Yeah, they do use various kinds of vans, some of them being white minivans to ship the Soma out of that center. Jehovah's Witnesses also use white minivans, and you have proof that Jehovah's Witnesses use white minivans. It's a very different part of the city, but is that evidence in Jason's eyes? Sure.
All right. Jason would just be like, never mind. Look, I'm still working the case. I got cameras set up at multiple sensitive locations. and I am planning a second trip down there into the Korean Mafia's headquarters. It's not a simple feat, by the way. Last time I was down there, I got chased out by an armed posse. So it's if there was anyone who was going to storm the place, now that we know that they're manufacturing it there, you'd think that Dominican
Says
Mafia would be able to
you
handle it.
got fucking caught and chased out. Jesus
I didn't get
Christ!
caught. I got chased out. They don't know who I am.
You don't know who you are. There's that. But good luck finding information about that place now. At least we know where it was. He says, "All right, Jasen. We're gonna retain you for a while. We got more jobs for you, and I know that you love the dangerous thing." And so he says, "Are you willing to take on more jobs for us, Jasen?
What's the job?
I want to hear that you're willing. I want to hear you say yes to me."
This is probably like the first time he's seen Percival in a while.
Yeah. Listen, Jasen.
You know what he'd say? He'd be like, "What? I'll say yes to your boss." I don't
Jasen.
know.
You remember how easily I fucking wrecked your life last time?
Yeah, but it's hard to wreck something twice.
I don't know about that. You're looking pretty fine right now. Things could get a lot worse. Your mother is doing well.
So,
You seem to have a...
See how Hector responds to this.
He's getting a bit red in the face. And Percival says, "You seem to have a working private eye license. It'd be a shame for that to disappear. Or I know that you do some shady stuff, so...
Sounds like I'm working for Cortez and not working for the Dominicans, but why don't you just tell me what you want? It sounds like you got me in a corner.
He says, "Yeah, just looking for a little bit more of your consulting jobs here. So we have a potential member of the NYPD in the Bronx. We've heard some disturbing reports of corrupt officers and some missing detectives, and it sounds like this investigating a missing corrupt police detective sounds right up your alley, right?"
Why are you interested in this guy?
He says, "Is that your job? Is that your job to know why we hire you for a job?"
I like to know. I like to know as much as possible. It's my job to know. Either way, I'll figure it out. All right, so what's this guy's name?
Let's see, 1 second.
I guess you can figure out the name later.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna give you...
Jimmy Jones.
Yeah.
Give me a dossier.
Yes. His name is Detective Liam O'Malley. He has disappeared from the... He's disappeared. And he was known to be a good cop. And, let's see. Yeah, and word is that he was investigating... He was getting suspicious of his own precinct, that there was maybe some connection between the Bronx NYPD and the distribution of Soma in certain parts of the Bronx. Detective Liam O'Malley was rumored to be investigating that, and then he's disappeared. The Dominicans want to find out. They're trying to find out. They do distribute Soma, but they appear to be trying to find. They don't know much about their sources, and it sounds like potentially they have competition, potentially among the NYPD in the Bronx. So he's asking you to, above board, he's basically asking you specifically above board, utilizing your private eye license, doing all the proper paperwork to be, because that's really the best way to be investigating a police officer is, so he wants you to thoroughly document your investigation and utilize your private eye license and credentials to see if you can find out what happened to this officer, because the NYPD, the Bronx NYPD, they're not doing a good enough job. More importantly, that is not helping them. They want to find out what he found out, potentially.
Okay. Hopefully whoever happened to this guy, no one's going to mind someone snooping around, but I'll take the case. What the hell?
He's like, "Well, that's good of you." He says, "We did find one thing for you to potentially help you on your lead," and he passes you a plastic bag with a cell phone in it, like a partially smashed smartphone. He says, "This belonged to Detective O'Malley. You might be able to find out something from there. All right," and he smacks you on the back. He says, "Enjoy your huevos," and gets up, and his guys head out.
Jasen looks at Hector. That was a load of shit.
Hector's like, "You shut the fuck up, okay? You do what we tell you to do."
No, man, I don't do what you told me to do. I do what he tells me to do.
He says, "We're answering to the same boss, okay, shithead?"
I don't know about that. I
Says,
wouldn't
well, I
trust that
do.
guy, Percival Cortez. Oh,
Get
he
get out of
ripped
my
me off.
face, Jason. Get the fuck out of my face, okay? I'm trying to eat my breakfast. We're done here.
Hey, I wanted to say one thing before I go too. You need to lay off Mom. It's not good what you're doing to her. Messing up her
Jason,
life.
he's like, look at you, Jason. You're weak. Look at you. What are you? You're begging me to what? Take care of Mom different. Fuck you, Jason.
Jason
Where you
takes
been?
out Jason. He's gonna take out his blackjack and he's gonna wreck the table with.
Okay. Okay. So you just smash the table and the food.
Yeah.
Okay, and give me
Is that a manipulation or an?
yeah.
No.
That sounds like an intimidation. Let's see. Give me a manipulator, influence manipulator,
That's my.
or might intimidating.
Can I do influence manipulator?
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, that's not good. Oh, I don't want to push it. I break myself though. That's not gonna look good. Wait, oh, I got that special skill. I can just cancel these out. I want to push it.
Okay. Seen it
Alright,
all.
I'm gonna cancel that. I've seen everything. Successes.
And ignore all roll bans. Okay. Yeah, and you're not getting willpower from that either. Okay, wow, just all bans. All right, so let me roll his.
I'm really curious what would happen if you successfully intimidated him and then broke yourself.
I think I would just be going on a violent rampage.
Okay, what are you trying to get? What message are you trying to send to Hector?
Stop fucking with Mom.
Okay. All right, you smash at the table, smash the food and the plates
Oh.
and stuff like that. Go ahead.
I guess the other thing is that he called Jason weak, and I guess that Jason is also a big hammer guy. So it's also to convince him that Jason isn't weak.
Yeah. All right, he's leaning back from the table. You've smashed both the plates and the food, and there's food splattered over his chest, and he's looking at you with like a blank expression on his face, and is amused, but like mostly blank. Is his response to that kind of thing is to put a smile on his face, and he says, "Yeah, okay, big old tough guy. Okay, you're gonna beat me down." And he just kind of looks around, uncomfortable. And he stands up and he adjusts his belt. And he like puts a hand on his gun, and he says, "Jason, if you weren't family, I'd fucking put a bullet in your head right now. But look, he says, she's my mom too. She's my mom," and he's obviously losing it, getting uncomfortable. And
Jason would be like, you were raised by the mob. You don't know how to treat an old lady. You're just not set up for it. I'm sorry. I bet you do love her deep down, but what you're doing is wrong.
okay, yeah, Jason, why don't you get the fuck out of my face? Get your fuck out of here.
Oh, you get the fuck out of here.
You get the fuck out of here, Jason.
All right, Jason leaves.
Yeah, you have intimidated by him, but he's the kind of he's not gonna whimper and curl up. But you can tell that you got to him.
All right, Jason hops in his car and gets the fuck out of the Bronx.
Okay, right.
Later.
Yeah, no thanks. What in the fuck?
Hey guys, I got a new job.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move
Love
on
my
to.
boss. Great.
Great boss, great family, everything's great.
So Alice and Jason, you guys meet up and do some research. Yeah, where are you meeting up? What's your research?
I will go to Jason's apartment unless he doesn't want me to.
You go there, and you are terrified. There are mountains and mountains of junk. Jason is like a level 3 hoarder. There are like boxes and boxes full of paperwork, case files. On the wall, there's photos that have the red string between them.
Yeah, you know that Always Sunny meme with this conspiracy. He's got that for sure on his walls.
Nice.
Yeah, there's words like the Jehovah's Witnesses and the architects, and they're all like it's all spider webby. This is taking up like the only clear wall in the entire apartment.
Okay, well,
But it's starting to get covered. You can see mounds of stuff starting to build up. It's almost in danger of being overtaken. And Jason's like, "Yeah, no, come on in. Don't worry about the mess. It's all good. I know where everything is and all the important stuff. It's all important, of course, but some of it very important to the whole thing. Here, come to my computer." And there's this really old antique computer, and it runs really slow to the point where it's annoying. But Jason doesn't really seem to notice.
I brought my laptop.
Oh, this is a no Wi-Fi zone. Yeah, there's none of those waves going on in here. Actually, let me take your phone. He puts your phone in the freezer with his phone. There's a bunch of phones in the freezer.
I take my phone back out of the freezer and I say, Jason, this laptop, listen, it's using the onion router.
What?
Listen, it's complicated, but nothing that we search on here is traceable back to us.
What about the waves?
Like,
Like signal
she's
out.
like trying to hide her concern, and you can almost see like gears turning in her head. And she's like, "Yeah, it dampens the waves too, but we can use Ethernet with it.
Yeah,
We can plug it into your Ethernet."
I don't know what that is, but I
It's-
use this, and he holds out an old like landline phone cable. This.
Incredible.
Clip it in
Okay.
to the wall.
I start to dig around in his computer setup to try and figure out how he's connected to the internet. I'm assuming
Cable
there's a
goes
very
through 3 different boxes that he's convinced somehow mask any sort of signals.
Yeah, I don't think yeah. From Alice's perspective, it doesn't. He's not a technical guy. He's
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, but this
He's just
computer,
connected from router to router. And for some reason, he
Okay.
thinks that is.
but I'm assuming somewhere in there's an Ethernet cable plugged into his computer.
Yeah,
Okay.
There's no phone dial-up connection anymore. So
I take that out and I put it into the laptop,
okay,
and we use the laptop.
okay.
And I'll try. I like to try and explain how Tor works to Jason. Every internet has an address,
Right.
and this program here is gonna bounce around our address and disguise it from anyone that might be watching. Yeah, I could help you set things up here to really be secure when you're online.
I trust you to help me. Like the system I have has been working. Your system's probably good.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try and find out who Blue is.
Jason does a keyword search to figure out who.
Blue.
Who blew him?
We're looking for
Ah.
missing people or people who have committed crimes who are in his age range and ethnicity and matches description.
Right. I mean, we were able to
And-
find that. We were able to find the Miriam person.
Yeah, the Miriam person.
Miriam.
Jason's gonna do a
Right.
similar
Right.
thing. Be careful,
Okay.
you guys will-
All right. Let's see. So this will be an observation investigator. +1 because the 2 you were looking, and +1 because it's taking place over a long period of time, and -3 because the challenge is involved. So total of -1.
Okay.
And whoever is the highest.
My
Option.
total would be 8 because I don't have the red one unreddened yet.
Mine would be 5.
Okay.
So,
So I will do.
Alright. Jason will carefully guide Alice through this process.
All right.
Here, drop down menu.
Oh, wait, actually, be 7.
You're quite a little investigator. Look at you.
2 successes.
Okay. So there's a few potential matches in a young Asian male with dreadlocks, but a few clues in the Bronx, but there's a few clues that you narrow it down to one and to an individual named James Hoy and
How do you spell that last name?
HOI, and he had been reported. I think that the clues really are also that some of the other potential matches are people who've been reported missing too long ago, or obviously have been on the streets for a long time. But you're looking for. It sounded like people were talking about how he was somebody who was somewhat well off. Perhaps he wasn't actually a street person, but recently decided to live underground. Here's somebody, James Hoy, was reported missing about 1 month ago, and by his girlfriend, who lives in the Bronx, in North Bronx, and they don't have her contact information, obviously, but it has just contact information of the police and stuff. If you have information, contact this, blah blah. But it's reported that his girlfriend reported him missing, a month ago, and so on, in North Bronx, and that is What else do you want to find out about him?
We could probably look.
Oh yeah, and there's a picture
look
there,
him
but you've never seen him in person, so there's a picture of some guy.
Yeah.
Looks like a hippie-ish kind of dude.
We can try and look for him on social media and see if family made posts about him, or try and find out the identity of his girlfriend.
Okay, I will say that your success is you can do that. All right, his girlfriend is named Ellie McGuire, and he doesn't use social media, or he did, right, Facebook and Instagram and stuff, but he hasn't posted on those in some time. Actually, I will change that. His Instagram there's some activity on his Instagram, and they are mainly they're just pictures of. It's been happening after he's gone missing. They're pictures of graffiti, of these subversive graffiti, essentially saying question reality and that kind of thing.
All right. Do we have any information about what his former occupation was, or where he went to school, or anything like that?
He was studying film at university, and at New York University.
Okay. I could do some investigation on that end. Maybe Jason can speak to his former girlfriend. Let's see. How much more research topics can we cover in this quarter day?
What else? What else are you trying to find out?
Let's see.
Say one more topic, maybe.
Okay.
I did request something
Yeah.
Was it?
for the lie license plate.
Oh yeah, sure.
I don't know if you guys remember that.
Jason interacted with that guy, so he probably remembers it and would think of it.
I just remember. I don't know if you remember necessarily Vicessa asking about, but if you want to, I would love that.
I'm cool with it. Matt, do you have any opinions?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Cool. Yeah, let's try and find this man that might not exist. Mysterious grandpa.
Okay. Let's see. Give me another same die roll.
Absolutely nothing.
Okay. Yeah. So the plate, if it is registered, it could be that it's just not registered. It's just a straight vanity plate without any actual registration. Chances are the license plate itself is illegal.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, hi, she's meowing. Hold on. She's screaming. Let me let her in.
Okay.
You really want to come in here? Why? Can I help you? Hey. Back.
Okay. The next thing, unless you want something else, the next thing would be your SETI integration training.
Yes, I will. So I will spend the evening or whatever with Jason's permission, basically like unfucking his computer setup and managing his cables and shit, and installing Tor and showing him how to use it. And that will be my SETI integration. It's
You
just
lose your
making his
to roll.
computer not shit.
You have to roll insight minus 15.
Okay, so give me a wits roll. And so, Jason, you go off and you work on your other job. Give me an observation investigation roll -1.
I got 1 success on my SETI integration.
Okay, so you are now going up to rank 3.
Yeah.
Observation investigator -1.
Yes.
No successes.
Okay.
Not
Yeah.
gonna push that.
All right, it's been a grueling evening trying to find information on that. One of your cases, and to no luck. But you're still getting paid, in theory. And that's everyone. Oh, actually, so Vincent, he works, and then he helps Finley break into Black Forest accounting. I'm gonna I'll have you guys, maybe I'll have Sam, maybe you roll for Finley. I'll just have her roll health plus 2. And you succeeded on your observation. Was that 1? How many successes did you get for your...
2.
Oh, 2 successes? Oh, okay, got it. Yeah. Okay. 2, 3. Yeah. Give me... So Finley's stealth is...
I know it's 4 base.
Yeah, 4 base, 4 skill, and then 4 bonus.
4 success.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out primarily who their backers / funders are,
All right.
and then maybe evidence of what they're trying to gather, what information they're trying to gather about the Dursts and what their intention is. And I was gonna see while she's doing that if I could be working on something else. I'm like, I have my phone
yeah.
like on a table now.
Wait. Okay. Tell me once again what info you were looking for, what you were hoping Finley could gather.
Primarily, or the first thing is the backers, funders, and then what kind of information they're looking for and why, or why.
Okay.
Primarily, but also just whatever looks juicy.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So she's successful, and she finds out that their funders are this Japanese tech firm it's this Japanese biotech firm that that's all the surface of it is that this biotech firm studies human fertility, and they're wealthy. Why are they backing this thing, and what's going on here? Who knows? But what kind of information is Black Forest seeking from your family? And it appears that they're seeking to find out exactly. It looks like they're trying to find any financial ties your family has to the Irish mob, and which your family does have various agreements with Irish mob elements that are under the table, hidden by shell corporations and that kind of thing, but definitely there's ties. Your family's close to the Irish mob. And why? Okay, then there's this... Finley does uncover that the reason for this is that there's members of your family that... Wait, hang on a second. Yeah, there's members of your family that are somewhat antithetical to the mob, to the Irish mob, for unknown reasons. There seems to be a divide among some members of your family. A few have begun asking certain questions about some of the activities of the Irish mob involving drugs and for some reason, this financial firm is basically trying to root out, like, perhaps financial leverage on the people who are the members of the family that are antithetical to the Irish mob's activities, or who are asking the wrong questions and that kind of thing. So then so basically who in your family is asking the wrong questions, and what kind of financial leverage what do they have with the mob, that kind of thing. So basically this Japanese biotech firm is trying to find out ways to manipulate the members of your family that have certain issues with Irish mob drug activity. That's what you find out.
Weird. Okay. I'm going to sit on it for now.
Okay. That is basically the us to the end of the day. Okay. How are you guys ending the day?
Like, I would send everyone a good night, I love you text, and then a couple of really annoying me, like the kind that your grandparents send you, or glitter and kittens and stuff.
I send back, okay.
Can I use a flashback?
Yeah.
When I'm like the morning when I'm doing work stuff,
Okay.
I'm gonna have gone to my office, and I'm gonna gossip with other faculty about Soma. And like students are doing this shit on their weekends and making them bad at school. I don't know. Whatever the Soma gossip amongst the faculty is, I want to know.
Okay. Yeah, so you basically learn that actually give me an insight roll.
Insight. Where is that now? Oh, there it is. All right. Wow. Absolutely nothing. Can I push that, or is that not important enough to push?
Let's see, pushing it. I'll give you a +1, I think. Yeah.
So I could roll one more skill die?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. You do learn that various members of the faculty, they don't appear to be freaked out by it. Some of them are like, yeah, it's weird. And some of you hear that, that some students use it, and sometimes they come into class high. Some faculty can tell that they're high on something, probably Soma. And some have heard that it's being, at least half a gram is being used as like a study drug. But so far they haven't seen much, except for like people coming in on like a few grams. Or if they take much more than that, then it's like they're coming in drunk, and when they're having confrontations with students about it. But it's being treated just like weed essentially. People aren't any much more worried about it than they are about weed.
Yeah. Are they treating it like it's performance enhancing, like you'll fail a test if you come in on it and they find out? Like if you
No, there haven't been. It's so new. There's no way to test anybody if they're on Soma yet. Yeah. And so it's pretty much like some teachers like suspect. That's all they can do at this point is just suspect. It's like, oh yeah, they're on Soma, but they don't think that it's like. It seems to be the general consensus. Oh, it's not really enhancing their performance. Like really, it's just like caffeine or something.
Okay, so it's more of a. Oh, it's annoying when they come in and they've taken too much.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's my flashback.
Okay. All right. All right. What are your plans for October 1st, Thursday? And do you guys want to be doing something focused, particular adventure time together, or downtime it?
What's the time scale on Venessa's real estate desires?
I could work on it.
Okay.
I don't really know. I've been trying to figure out exactly how I want to set it all up and whatnot. Because I could start searching for a loan, and I could probably get one for $1.5 to $2 million. But here is my basic preliminary layout, is that there would be a foreign held holding company where we're all on the board, and that holding company holds the risk for like 3 other companies where we are like LLCs, 3 different LLCs with 2 people each that wouldn't release the information. But then if they somehow got the information, it would only reveal 2 of us, and they'd be like, okay, what's this company? Who owns this shell company? Oh, it's this foreign held holding company. And then they definitely wouldn't be able to get access to the names on that. And I also have an idea of moving into I was thinking we could start a legitimate business. Jason said we could start a business together. And there's a fair amount of expertise. We have to decide on what that business may be. But
I am happy to help off the books for like basically OPSEC.
Yeah. But I was thinking that you could potentially be if anything, it might be off the books, or you could be like a contractor, in which case, it's just like, oh, this person is just like, I want to go in the private sector. I don't know who these fucking people are.
Yeah, or if there's things within my field of study that maybe, if it was relevant, I can consult as a geologist.
Oh, yeah.
Or an archaeologist, and that shouldn't raise any red flags if I was doing that.
Yeah, we can figure out that later. I could work on setting up a shell company, a holding company, and then a shell company.
I want to set up this cyber lab, and I don't think it's the best idea to do it in my home, although I certainly can.
No, I want to figure out like a space. It's just funding and utilizing that space. I don't know. The one thing I was thinking of would be like custom vehicle stuff, because then you could justify having like metalworking stuff and chemicals
Yeah.
getting shipped there. But there are other things like just a independent research firm. Like I was thinking about maybe having multiple businesses set up there, but it would also help if we just started those actual businesses,
Yeah.
because then we'd be making money doing that. But yeah, I could get set up on setting up shell companies.
It's got to be pretty legit. It's got to be doing well for what's your respectable normie job.
All right, we'll circle back to that.
Again,
Mm.
Helga has some pretty extreme extracurricular activities.
Vikessa will comment on perhaps Solga is a little, and use the name Solga and say perhaps Solga is a little too invested in her life here. This isn't Sam saying it.
Yeah.
This is Vikessa saying it. Vikessa's, we're doing all of this for like an end goal, basically.
To answer Vanessa's question about I'm a little too invested, it'd be like, Nessa, you know what it's like being like a weird underclass people who already treat you suspiciously all the time in various circumstances, and it's nice not having that. Such constraints, trying to blend.
Okay, so Jason, what are your plans on Thursday?
Jason-
Think of it in terms of those downtime points, so 3 downtime points.
Yeah, Jason's gonna spend some time making sure he's not bugged. He's a little freaked out that Percival Cortez was able to like drop in on that meeting. Suspicious. He's checking his car, checking his pockets, anything that could potentially be bugged.
If anyone had to come over and spend the night, you're more than welcome.
And then the other thing he wants to do is he wants to take the O'Malley phone to his guy. He's got like a tech, like a laptop repair man who's able to help him extract these sorts of things. This isn't his first broken cell phone case.
Okay.
And I guess that counts as work.
Yeah. I'll give that 1 point. Trying to find out if you're bugged, that'll be 1 point. Extracting info from the cell phone, that'll be another point.
So I got one more point to spend.
Yeah.
Jason will work on the city integration. That'll be his.
Alright, what's Helga gonna be up to?
Gonna try to do a similar thing where going to work, but sneak out early with some excuse like, oh, the centric, or oh, these samples really got processed for a long time. I'm gonna head out and then go to my extracurricular activities and keep trying to analyze that soma sample and hopefully not be like, try real hard not to get yelled at for not making enough extract much.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, so then you're doing, Soma investigating. 2 more points? More quarter days for that? Yeah? Or just 1? Rachel?
I'm sorry. Yes,
Okay.
ideally.
Okay. Alright, cool. Good?
I was reading descriptions of extracurricular activities, so
Yeah.
excuse me.
Sam. Vikessa. What is she doing? Yeah, what are you doing Thursday?
I'm going to do the Shell Corporation, setting up those companies, and then I guess setting up like researching, if I have time, researching like secured loans.
Okay, so you're setting up Shell.
So that's 2 points, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Total. And then the third one would be working on this mask.
Okay, cool. All right, back to Hallie. What was
Yeah.
your rest of your day, you think?
I'll spend the rest of it doing actual work. So 2 points on work and 1 point on information gathering on campus.
Okay,
Thursday, right?
this is Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, well, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I apologize. Go ahead.
You can plan ahead. This is
Oh, I was gonna say, at the end of the day, Helga chest rooming like everyone, come over tomorrow night. Come over, get some pieces of beer, and we're gonna watch The Witch.
All right.
that's tonight.
Friday night.
Oh, Friday night. Okay, yeah, today's Thursday.
Come
Okay.
over, get a bunch of pizzas, bunch of beer, and we're gonna watch The Witch. Come over. Important.
Did the Witch
Time
come out
together.
in 2015?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Good. You did your research. I'm proud of you.
I did.
it came out in January, so it's probably on
Yeah, so it'd probably be on DVD. Though Helga would not be opposed to pirating, but that's a
Blue-
good move.
Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, come
This
on.
is 2015.
Okay.
Helga probably is a PlayStation, but everyone has to come over and watch The Witch. And we're gonna get a bunch of takeout, a bunch of beers, we're gonna drink them and eat them, and spend time together.
All right. Okay. I will end the session with just introducing one encounter. Venessa, you get a call on your personnel cell phone that is a number that you can't identify.
Yellow.
So the voice it's a familiar voice, a woman from years ago. She says, Venessa, it's Martha Grace. So Martha Grace she was a friend in college, and she was in the Cult of Aether with you.
What, Grace? Martha.
Martha. Yeah. So she was in that organization with you, and she was one of the decent
What?
ones.
I was never in that. No, not
Yeah,
her.
right.
The rest of the group, because they don't know that, and you
No.
just told them all.
I didn't tell you what it's about, but yeah. So she says, Venessa, it's been a while. Can we meet? I need to talk.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, that'd be great. How close were we? I don't know. How do I feel about this person? Or how does Venessa feel about this person?
It was years ago. Let's see. Venessa is 28. Okay, so it was maybe 6 years ago, and
Undergrad.
yeah, and back in your wild days, doing wild shit with this group,
Organizing my
and-
colored pens.
Yeah, and you were in that group and stuff, and there's a reason you left. And amongst the people in that group, some were plain old psycho and manipulative, and others were manipulated. And
Manipulative and psycho. I wonder which ones they were.
and going along for the ride and doing what the whole thing was all about, but mainly just because they had been led to believe it was cool and all that shit. And Martha was amongst the people she was more at your level, and she was always very independent. So there's always this weird thing, like how independent-minded people can still get caught up in that kind of thing. Yeah, she was always really independent-minded, and you liked her. She was not one of the people where you're like, fuck that person. Occasionally you thought about her, I wonder what she's up to. So yeah, you would say she was a friend, but when you left that lifestyle, you just never reached out to any of them.
Yeah,
She wants to have brunch with you today.
Today, Thursday.
Yes.
But yeah, I would say that I would love to.
Okay.
She's eating enchiladas.
She's eating enchiladas at El Luchador.
Okay.
At La Mota.